for the next 2 hours, taking your phone calls, 256-234-6221, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. We appreciate all of you out there joining us. Love for you to be a part of the conversation. Give us a call. Let us know what's on your mind this evening. If you got any thoughts on any of the things that we talk about, or if you just like to bring up a new topic, just give us a call. The college football playoff poll is out, unchanged in the top four. Alabama number 1, Miami number 2, Clemson number 3, and Oklahoma number 4, or quite possibly Clemson number 3 and Miami, or Clemson 2 and Miami 3. I'm not sure, but the four are still the same. We'll dive into that a little bit later. We'll talk about Auburn's win over Louisiana Monroe a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. Alabama's 56-0 win over Mercer, a little bit, not a lot. And there is a game this weekend that has some significance. We like to call it the Iron Bowl. We'd love to get your thoughts on that. We had a good discussion, good feedback on the Auburn Blitz this afternoon about your most memorable play in an Iron Bowl. Maybe a specific play throughout the years that really sticks in your mind. I have several that I just kind of jotted down. Love to hear maybe yours. So, again, give us a call, 256-234-6221. The high school football playoffs in full swing. What is this, round 3? Will be Friday night. We'll talk about that, look at those matchups, talk about some of the SEC games going on as well, and certainly want to wish everybody a happy Thanksgiving on Thursday. Hopefully you'll be able to enjoy all this holiday has to offer. You'll be able to gather with your family and consume mass quantities of food, which I fully intend to do.
You will.
I will eat myself into a stew.
But you know what you won't do anymore?
What's that?
Drink sweet tea.
No, I will.
You cut it out.
And the sad thing is I've been drinking unsweet for so long now that every now and then when the restaurant gives you accidentally, gives you a cup of sweet tea, I'll drink it and I'll go, wow. And it's too sweet. I can't enjoy it anymore. Now give me about a week and I'd be right back.
You'd be right back into it. Let's get this phone call. Caller, you're on Sportz Blitz.
Hey guys, it's Luke. How's it going?
Good, Luke. Good to hear from you, bud.
Yeah, we're about to walk into the Alabama basketball game, so I figured I better go ahead and give you a call.
Well, first off, we hope that you're not going to talk Alabama basketball tonight, so let's move right directly by
That's what
that.
I want to talk about. This is my least favorite week of the year, every year, no matter what.
So you sit around and you're a little bit like Andy. Y'all, the similarities between you two are terrifying. Because Andy Graham on Monday said, I don't know if it was the exact words that you just used there, but it was pretty much the exact.
I dread this week.
Why do you hate it, Luke?
I just hate it because I always get a sense that whatever can go wrong will go wrong whenever Alabama's playing Auburn. There will be a Mark Ingram fumble that rolls 20 yards and dances the edge of the sideline. There will be kick six, somebody that's wide open just because Nick Marshall's little toe is still on the line of scrimmage as he's throwing the ball. But there will always be something when it comes to Auburn that there's some kind of break, that there's something that'll just happen. And I just, I don't feel that way about anybody else. I don't feel that way about LSU. I feel like Alabama's got a pretty good thing going against LSU, obviously. They have a pretty good thing going against Auburn, frankly. They have a pretty good thing going against everybody. But, when it comes to Auburn, it just feels like it's just different. The rivalry is just different. And I've grown up in a time when I've seen Auburn go on some pretty big runs against Alabama and have some real success about Alabama. And it's just a concerning moment for me. Look, going back to grade school, Randy, when you have to get up after an Iron Bowl and you're an Alabama fan, you don't have to worry about LSU fans getting on to you or making fun of you if LSU wins the game. But if you're an Alabama or Auburn fan, you always had to worry about it as a kid, about the other fan base just giving you heck for the next 365 days. So it's just something that's just ingrained into all of us, I think.
I can't allow you to bring up the grade school without you giving a quick story. Myself, one of my best friends was your brother growing up, and I guess Auburn had beaten Alabama, and we had given him so much grief at school following that I think that he came home to all of y'all and told you that he was changing over. He was moving over to the good side, and I think your mother had a really a knockdown, drag out. She had to come to Jesus. Give that story a little bit, Luke.
Well, what happened was Austin came home from school one day. I want to say he was in the first or second grade. He was not quite yet old enough to know better, and he got in the car, and all of you guys, just as you Auburn fans like to do, you just ridicule us poor, pitiful Alabama fans all the time and try and beat us down. And Austin succumbed to it for just a moment, and he got in the car, and he looked at my mother, and he said, "Mama, I think I want to be an Auburn fan because all my friends are Auburn fans." And I don't know if Mom was on 280. I don't know if she was on Highway 63. I don't know where she was. Wherever she was, she came to a full stop in the middle of the road, and she looked at him and said, "That ain't happening." Now, there might be some other things that happen. Austin's done a lot of things to not get kicked out of the family, but if he had done that, I think he might have had a good chance of being named something other than Robinson for the rest of his life.
Luke, got to help us Auburn fans out. Update us on the injury bug for Alabama. Who's playing, who's not, who's nursing some injuries and may not be 100%.
You know, it's so funny. This is the first year I can remember both coaching staffs are very, very catty about their injuries right now. I was thinking that when Gus Malzahn had his press conference today, that he, sort of, Trey Williams may or may not be there, and everybody else should be okay. Cameron Pittway's out, but a couple other guys are hurt too, and we'll just see what happens. And Nick Saban's kind of the same way. Well, Christian Miller, they are able to play but not cleared to play. I don't really know what all that means. My bet is Christian Miller plays. My bet is Mac Wilson plays. My bet is Terrell Lewis does not play. And obviously Sean Deion Hamilton will be out. But I think Minka Fitzpatrick, Minka has come out and said he's 100%. Now, I think you'd have to literally chain Minka to a radiator to not make him play in this game. This is most likely his last Iron Bowl ever. I mean, he's going to go pro after this year. I think we all know that. So I think Minka's going to be fine, but I bet you Terrell Lewis and obviously Sean Deion Hamilton do not play. The other two guys, I'm going to guess they play it even if it's some kind of limited capacity.
Well, Luke, on the Auburn Blitz today, we talked about the most memorable play in an Iron Bowl. What you kind of throw out a couple of your most memorable just plays down through the years that kind of stick out in your mind first and foremost?
Well, I mean, I can remember where I was for a lot of them, but the one that probably stands out the most, if I'm going to go from a positive side, is the Van Tiffen kick, because I was in Florida watching with my parents and my parents' friends, and my parents' friends had a condo, and this was sort of in the 80s when everybody loved to put mirrors everywhere. And there were mirrors on the front wall, on the back wall, on the floor, on the ceiling. I don't even know what all they were into, but there were mirrors everywhere, right? And so I guess this was 1985, so I was about 13, and I was so nervous. Van Tiffen trots out there. I'm so worried about it. I said, I can't watch. And I turn around to not watch the kick, and of course there's a mirror, so I see it in the reflection, and saw that it went through. I've always remembered that. One of the other things I remember that is not going to make Auburn fans happy, but I remember Nick Saban actually being caught saying, "Do y'all realize how much I hate these guys?" in 2008, because I was like, finally, a coach that gets it. So that's one of the other moments I remember from it.
Luke,
go ahead.
Thank you so much, buddy. We appreciate it. Up against our first break here tonight, and looking forward to Saturday, okay?
All right, guys. Y'all have a good one.
Hey, he's got a good basketball team to
Appreciate
go in there
it,
and
Luke.
watch. I will pass that along. That
Yeah,
Alabama team right now is they're eye-catching with their youth, aren't they?
They're getting, what did John Petty already set a record? 10 threes in a game? Now, granted, it was Alabama A&M, but still, just the ability to make that many. Colin Sexton, he had 22, I think, the other night. So they're going to be a fun team to watch. I think a lot of people are already starting to, say, look, this is a team to watch down the stretch.
We're not going to say what if about Auburn all year, are we?
I don't know. We might be. According to, depending on who you talk to, today was supposed to be a
Watershed moment.
Watershed moment, and the deadline came and passed, and I guess Bruce Pearl's still the coach at Auburn. So maybe the fact that game day's coming to Auburn and the Iron Bowl's this week and Thanksgiving and everything, everybody's just like, let's just put it off for another week, and let's extend this misery a little bit longer. So I don't know. Surely at some point cooler heads will prevail, and the adults in the room will say, look, let's do what's best for Auburn and let's keep Bruce Pearl. No?
I don't know. I'm so disgusted with the whole deal. I don't really want to talk about it.
No,
because
I agree.
It seems to me that others have theirs back. And so I sit back and I think of what Luke said, and Luke saying that, well, they got y'all on video. It's a little different. And it's hard for me not to agree with him at this point.
Yeah.
Because Colin Sexton's playing basketball and Austin Wiley and D'Angelo Purifoy are not.
We're up against our first break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Find everything you need for the perfect outdoor living space at Russell Do-It Center, like the Fire Rock Outdoor Conventional Fireplace, smartly designed masonry systems that are easy to install and are less than half the cost of a scratch-built brick and mortar fireplace. Weber Grills, the best outdoor gas, electric, and charcoal grills, which always come pre-assembled. Yeti Coolers, premium coolers and accessories that are the ultimate in design, performance, and durability. Russell Do-It Center, experience and knowledge from the pros.
Main Street Family Urgent Care. At Main Street Family Urgent Care, we want you to know one of the benefits of our clinic. We have a self-pay option that allows you to get the most out of your visit. That means you don't have to worry about receiving a large bill after your visit. $125 covers all in-house labs, stitches, x-rays, or injections, and we have a selection of antibiotics available in the clinic. We want you to feel better fast at Main Street Family Urgent Care, open 7 days a week in Alexander City across the street from Walmart. Heal better, feel better fast.
So Dave here is taking the family up to the lake for the weekend, but without the white knuckles this time. Because his new 2018 Ford F-150 has Bliss with trailer coverage. It's Brainiac smart. Not only does it watch your F-150's blind spots, it's got your trailer covered too. One less thing to spoil the weekend. No, it can't make the fish bite, but maybe they'll work on that. This is the new 2018 Ford F-150. It doesn't just raise the bar, pal. It is the bar.
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's Red Flag Pest Control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
Ready to put some fun in your life? Whether it's Central or East Alabama, North Alabama, West Georgia, or wherever you're from, Fun Carts of Opelika is your authorized E-Z-GO cart dealer that has no limits on a perfect E-Z-GO cart. Whether it's a fully customized cart or a stock-made cart, we'll deliver it on time and at the best price. Fun Carts gives you the service after the sale, so no matter if it's hunting, tailgating, motorhoming, fleet rental, or just a better way to get around, Fun Carts of Opelika has it and will customize it to your needs. Visit us in Opelika or call us or visit online for the best E-Z-GO carts. Put a little fun in your life with Fun Carts of Opelika.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Bice Motors in Alexander City. Brian and his crew offer the latest lines of Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram vehicles, as well as the best used inventory around. Guaranteed lowest price. Bice.
Hello again, everyone, and welcome back to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy Graham here with you until 9 o'clock. We're going to take a break from the show and go to welcome in a very special guest, Miss Denise Ainsworth. She is the Assistant Director for the Alabama High School Athletic Association. Denise, thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Andy, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely. Well, first of all, just kind of tell us a little bit about yourself and the position that you have there with the AHSAA.
Well, I'm, like I said, one of the assistant directors there, and I've been there full-time 5 years. I was there 2 years before that, trying to decide if I wanted to make the change. I had been a teacher, coach, and athletic director for 30 years prior to assuming this position, and it's been a good fit for me.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the More Than a Game campaign. This is something that you guys have really been pushing, and let's just tell me about it.
Well, with all the negativity that's going on in society now, and all the, bashing each other, Republican, Democrat, Christian, non-Christian, whatever. So we decided that, there's a lot of good stories in high school athletics. There's a lot of good that it brings to communities, so let's tell our story, and that high school athletics is more than a game, and we're just trying to let people know that there's a lot of good out there and what education-based athletics can bring to a community.
So how is direct communication involved in this?
Well, they are a marketing firm that we hired to help us get our story out there. There are thousands of stories that happen every week in high school athletics that are bringing genders together, they're bringing races together, they're bringing communities together, but those stories aren't getting told. So we wanted to get the stories out there that education-based athletics are happening every day.
So how do you get the message out?
Well, we're doing things like this right here, talking to people on radio. We have the hashtag More Than a Game. We have hundreds of interviews of students and coaches and community leaders on our AHSAA Now website where, we're letting the student athletes and the coaches and administrators speak for themselves about what high school athletics can do for not just for the student athletes, but for the entire school and indeed the entire community.
So you guys have produced these videos with individual athletes throughout the state that are participating in high school athletics, and they're just basically telling their story or telling what athletics has done for them and what it means to them.
Exactly, and we've also interviewed, former high school athletes that are now leaders in their community. We've interviewed former high school athletes that have made it to the college level and to the pro level, and just letting them say, this is what high school athletics meant to me, this is what high school athletics taught me, and how they use those skills that they learned in high school athletics in whatever endeavors they're undertaking now.
I know participation may be a little down this year across the board, especially maybe in football. Is it down like that in other sports as well? No, absolutely not. High school athletics is, in fact, most other sports are growing, and I'm not sure that football is down that much in Alabama now. Across the nation, it may be down a little bit, but I don't think it's down that much in Alabama. Well, why do you think that is, that it may be down elsewhere across the country? Well, I'm sure the concussion studies coming out have had a little bit to do with that, and then, of course, in other states, they don't have the Alabama-Auburn rivalry like we do, because a lot of places they get behind their pro sports. But in Alabama, we support our colleges, and so I think that feeds down to the high school level. Just my opinion. Well, you being a former coach and being involved in athletics these many years, what do you think, or how do you think, what effect do you think being a part of athletics in the high school realm does for young people? Well,
as I stated earlier, high school athletics brings people together. It brings different races together. It brings different nationalities together. It brings different religions together, socioeconomic levels together. It gives people something to believe in, and you're building every week. And then the lessons that student athletes can learn from good coaches that understand that high school athletics is more than a game. If a coach has just taught X's and O's, they've missed the point. John Wooden has said, it's also been attributed to Billy Graham, that a coach influences more people in a year than most people do in their lifetime. And Alabama has just an awful lot of good coaches that are doing things right and understand that they're raising future mothers and daughters and sons and future husbands and dads, and it's not just about the X's and O's.
Well, we are, of course, in the middle of the high school football playoffs, heading toward the Super 7. Can you talk a little bit about that and the upcoming event that's on the horizon?
Super 7, just the excitement is building. We've had some just outstanding football games leading up to the playoffs, some really good teams. We've still got some undefeated teams still in it going into this week. And, it's always an exciting time when you're getting ready for Super 7. And, we think that we have a great opportunity for the kids to get to play in the Alabama and Auburn Stadium and to see their face up on the Jumbotrons, and for their parents to get to be there. So it's an exciting time in our office and an exciting time in high school football.
I know that putting on an event like that, it takes so many different people and so many people working together. I know that it must just be a lot to coordinate an event like that.
Oh, tremendous, and we could not do it without the City of Tuscaloosa, City of Auburn, Opelika for Super 7, and communities like that all over the state for our other championships as well. And then there's thousands of volunteers behind the scenes that just want to see these kids get a memorable experience. And we at the High School Athletics Association are so appreciative to the communities across the state that help us and allow us to work in their communities to bring those experiences to the student athletes.
That's Denise Ainsworth, the Assistant Director with the AHSAA. Thank you so much, and we'll be looking on, or be on the outlook for the More Than a Game campaign, and you can see those. Where can we find those videos now?
The videos are on ahsaanow.com. There's also a link to that from our original website, ahsaa.com.
All right, sounds
we
great.
We encourage people to upload their videos there as well.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Denise. We appreciate it very much.
Andy, thank you. Thank you for all you do.
Absolutely. Up against a break here, but don't go anywhere. More of Sportz Blitz Live is on the way right after this.
Ask what makes it the best 3 Series ever, and we'll tell you it has more advanced suspension and steering for even more control of the road. And it's near perfectly balanced to put performance first. But ask if we're aware the competition mimics us just to keep up? No comment. The BMW 3 Series.
Visit BMW of Columbus on Whittlesey Boulevard or shop bmwofcolumbus.com.
Homeowners all over Alabama have discovered that when you need your flooring clean, whether it's carpet, upholstery, or any manner of hard surfaces, there's no clean like Peaches and Clean. Serving Auburn, the Chattahoochee Valley, Montgomery, Birmingham, and the Lake Martin area. Call 866-837-6937. 866-837-6937. Or visit peachesandclean.com. Caring for your floor and a whole lot more.
There's no clean like Peaches and Clean.
TPE Power Equipment is now the trusted name for all your mower and power equipment needs. Whether it's our original Tallahassee location or Opelika location on Fredericks Road, we've got East Alabama covered with the best brands of mowers and power equipment from Husqvarna, Toro, Kawasaki, Echo, and Honda. Right now, get commercial strength Husqvarna zero-turn mowers with our fleet program that offers deep discounts, easy finance, and bonus handheld equipment in one solid package. TPE of Opelika and Tallahassee are the new standard of everything power equipment in East Alabama.
Lake Area Realty is Lake Martin's Century 21 real estate company that proudly serves all the Lake Martin area. Rhonda Gaskin and her staff of caring professional realtors offers full sales for buyers and sellers in the area and can even help you with finding rentals or managing your current property. Whether it's your dream lake home, waterfront property, area family home in town, or just a starter home, Lake Area Realty can handle it all and advise you on all your needs. Buying and selling real estate is important to the professionals at Century 21. Lake Area Realty are your friends in real estate. Call or visit lakearearealty.net.
The Lennox iComfort S30 thermostat can sense changes in your environment. It even knows when you come and go. So now your home's most important system is also the smartest.
Farnell Mechanical gives you the smartest home comfort system available. It knows when you're away and adjusts when allergens and humidity get uncomfortable.
Trust Farnell Mechanical to provide perfect air for your family.
What perfect feels like. Lennox.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime at the all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Every new and pre-owned vehicle, just $1 down. Plus credit amnesty. Bring home $350 a week, get up to $30,000 in credit.
It's a crime to pay more than a dime.
10 acres, 1,000 vehicles, just $1 down.
Folks, you've just got to see this place.
The all-new Opelika Ford and Opelika Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram. Call 800-NEXT-RIDE.
Welcome to the future, imagined by visionaries, championed by leaders, and focused on results. Made real through hard work and a determination to build the things that people count on. Places where ideas are born, where progress fuels growth and strengthens communities. It's work that makes a difference. United Rentals. You're building the future. We're here to help.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Advanced Heating and Air, your authorized East Central Alabama train dealer. Call Advanced Heating and Air. You'll be glad you did.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you until 9 o'clock. I want to thank Denise Ainsworth, the assistant director with the AHSAA, for joining us to talk about their More Than a Game campaign as they are trying to promote athletics in high school, trying to get participation levels up across the board. Just to kind of, to reemphasize how important that is and what a great opportunity it is for student athletes to play athletics in high school. Going back to the most memorable Iron Bowl plays, kick six is the one that just, I think everybody, if that's not one of the most memorable, then I don't know who you are or where you are or what planet you live on.
And I'll take two. Look, let me jump in right there and throw a couple Alabama ones in so we don't sound like the couple of Auburn fans that we are here, Andy.
I've got a couple of Alabama ones on.
I'm going to throw a couple and then we'll go back to a lot more Auburn that are going to jump in there for us. But if you don't mention the Van Tiffen kick in '85, or if you don't mention the Snakes run in the rain.
Well, I wasn't alive for that one, so
66 or whatever it was. I mean, it sounds good. But I think that more than any others, maybe Riddle. Maybe Riddle's screen pass.
That one is the one for me. I remember that because Ricky Neal was in position and missed the tackle.
Remember it?
And he would have, if he makes the tackle, the clock runs out and the game's over. Because Alabama didn't have any more timeouts.
What other games or what other plays would you remember as Alabama fans out there? Keep running down your Auburn ones, though. Bring back some good ones, Andy.
Tillman reverse, 86.
Oh.
I mean, that Tim Jesse, toss sweep to Tim Jesse. They're in on the round of Lawyer Tillman. not supposed to be in the game, tried to call timeout.
Trying to get Brent back in. Tim Jesse in. Question is if they don't get it, if they don't get that timeout called, does the play out the way that it does?
Probably not.
So many things that went on during that play that you go, gosh, it was meant to be.
It was.
What a cut. If you remember back then, Bolton was the one that ran the reverses, wasn't he?
I think so.
And Tillman, I never remember Tillman. Was that the first reverse that Tillman ran?
Maybe. It may have been. I wouldn't, nowadays I would know that, but back then I wasn't watching. The games weren't on TV. So, you were only watching 2 or 3 games a year. But anyway, Trey Gaines' catch on 4th down on that drive.
Beautiful.
That led to that. Remember that one. That was one of those plays that just sticks with you forever.
It's like Luke said a little bit earlier that those, when you were in grade school, games seem to mean more. I'll go to work fine Monday no matter how this works out for us. I've kind of grown accustomed to just dealing with it. This week doesn't bother me at all. I'm just thrilled that we're having a conversation. We feel like we've got a good chance. Right. That makes us Auburn fans feel good right now. Sorry, you can call in and get upset with me. That's the truth, the way I'm feeling going into this, that it's kind of a pick'em, a glorious time. But those 80s games, when we were 8 to 13, 15 years old in that little stretch, Andy, and that's when the reverse happened. Mm-hmm. 10 years old, you were probably 12 or 13. Nothing's better. Nothing's more important in your life at that point. Am I wrong?
No, that's right.
There is zero more important than this Iron Bowl in your life at that point, and that was a wonderful time to be alive.
Yes, it was. 1987, Kurt Crane hits Clay Whitehurst late in the game, really put the game away, caused a fumble, and I think Clay Whitehurst still feels that today.
I don't remember that.
It was look at it. It's on YouTube.
Okay.
Look it up. He killed him. The screen pass to Ed Sissom in '97.
The fumble.
Martavius Houston knocks it loose. Quentin Reese recovers it. Auburn. If Alabama had just kneeled and punted, they'd have won the game. That was the only play. That was the only thing they could have done to screw it up. And then, of course, Mike Dubose said, I didn't know what the play call was. Bo over the top in '82. One of the most famous in all of next to Sanders in '93, off the bench. That's a memorable play.
There's more than the couple that we throw out there.
Sure.
Are we not naming as many Alabama plays because some of their wins have not been in dramatic fashion?
I would say that, yeah.
That's fair to say, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, do you remember anything from '08?
No.
Do you remember anything from 12?
I remember Cody Burns being in at quarterback and me going, if this is all we got, we're in deep trouble.
I remember Ontario Michaela running back a kickoff for a touchdown in 11. That's it.
Well, that's the only thing we did.
We sacked him in the end zone and recovered a fumble. McCarron, that's how we got the other touchdown.
And I didn't watch 12.
I know.
Nor would I ever watch anything that remotely had that outcome. Did you watch? You watched it for a half.
Michael Forehand told me today he watched the whole thing. I said, how did you do that? Of course it was. The second half was much better than the first.
I had fans.
It was 42-0?
I think I've said this on this show one too many times, but I'm going to say it again. I had fans getting upset with me when we walked out of the stadium. Texas A&M was up like 28-0 with 13 or 14 minutes to go in the second.
Yeah.
I bet you anything there are Auburn fans that actually sat through that debacle.
I'm sure they did.
All the way through.
I'm sure they did.
We are not that type
I
of
would
fan.
not be one of them.
No.
I made it to 42-7 at the half at Texas A&M at least. If I pay money to go in the game, I'm staying till the half at least. I want to see the band. No. Fairley sack and fumble in 2010. That was one of the greatest individual plays. I know people talk about the fumble, the Antoine Carter coming from behind and knocking the ball loose, and that was great, and that was an incredible play, and it was important. But for him to sack, they were down there on the 10-yard line. And for him to sack McElroy, knock the ball loose, crawl on his hands and knees, recover the fumble, it was just That guy was such a beast. Man,
That
we
one
need,
year.
We need 2 or 3 of those guys.
He just put it all together.
He did.
He made himself a lot of money off one solid year.
He absolutely did. Cornell Williams, 80 yards, first play of the game, 2003. What's your most memorable play in the Iron Bowl? Could be Auburn, could be Alabama, whatever it might be.
You know what you didn't even list here? The punt blocks.
No, I did not. Well, I wasn't alive. These are the ones I remember. We're up against a break. We'll carry it over to the next segment. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. More to come right after this.
If you've been putting off that new heating and air unit in your home because of the upfront expenses, Williams Plumbing of Alexander City now has primary financing from Synchrony and can now install brand new heating and cooling systems with 0 down, longer terms, and a competitive rate. Call Williams Plumbing at 256-329-8488 and get a free quote and terms and upgrade up to $35,000 in work with approved credit. Williams Plumbing stands behind their work with on-time affordable service for all your heating and air needs, as well as plumbing for 0 down financing and great service. Williams Plumbing.
When enjoying the lake this season, make sure to drop by Harbor Point Marina for all your gas, snacks, boating supplies, and beverage needs. Harbor Point also wants you to come see our remaining 2017 Crest pontoons, priced to move at all-season pricing. Harbor Point Crest sales have been tremendous, and they're ready to unload their remaining 2017 Crest Tritoons to make way for the 2018 order. Come see the best in pontoons at our 2017 season closeout prices. Act now because inventory is limited, and enjoy your new Crest pontoon this year. For all your on-water needs and sacrifice pricing on Crest pontoons, get to the point. Harbor Point at Still Waters on Lake Martin.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
Bills Electric is your local expert for LED lighting retrofits for commercial and industrial applications. Bills Electric can survey your facility and develop lighting retrofit solutions utilizing the latest in LED technology and controls. In many cases, energy savings alone can generate a payback of 2 years or less. Additionally, LED lighting has an expected lifespan of up to 100,000 hours. Call the Lamborns today at 256-234-4555.
At A&M Plumbing, you can count on us for dependable, quality service. Our staff is professional, neat, clean, and courteous. We're a fully licensed and insured plumbing company. Call on A&M Plumbing for any plumbing, sewer, or septic problems. We provide a comprehensive line of plumbing repair and installation services to keep your home's plumbing systems in top order. When you need plumbing service, call on the professionals at A&M Plumbing. Service at its best, when you need it most.
Don't miss the Black Friday sales event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
This Black Friday is going to be big.
Save up to $12,300 on a new 2017 Ram 1500 Crew 4x4 Laramie or get 0% for 72 months.
It's a November to remember.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Crew, $299 down, $299 a month.
You don't want to miss this.
New 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited, $199 a month.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Dark Insurance, offering insurance for all your personal needs, including auto, boat, homeowners, and disability. Don't be in the dark. Call Dark Insurance at 256-234-5026.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you until 9 o'clock, talking about the Iron Bowl, talking about Iron Bowls past, the most memorable play that you can remember, whether it be a positive for Alabama or a positive for Auburn, or a negative for Auburn or negative for Alabama, whatever it might be. What's your most memorable Iron Bowl play? We're giving away some T-shirts.
We do.
We are going to give away some T-shirts. So comment on the thread on Sportz Blitz Facebook page or give us a call. Give us your most memorable play. We're giving away some T-shirts.
Sportz Blitz T-shirts you can pick up at our Lee Marketing Group location here in Alexander City, which is right across the street on the school side from the Outlook there in Alexander City. So stop by there and pick you one up. If you call in or comment, we'll give away 3 to 5 of them depending on how many that we get tonight. We had a ton of comments today on the Auburn Blitz program. What were some of the comments that they had on plays, Andy?
Well, a lot of them with the kick six. Of course, you had some with the
reverse.
The reverse was couldn't think. I can't remember now. I'm trying to remember some of the ones that were mentioned that I didn't think about. One of them was Carl Lawson stop on 4th and 1 in 2013.
Big play.
Huge play. Don't really think about that, but a young Carl Lawson stepping up, making a play. And I remember, I think that's the one where he just took Quanjo and just shoved him aside like he was nothing. And I remember thinking, man, that was an eye-opener for me. And he got in there and made that play. That was huge down the stretch.
Several more, though, and we'd love to hear from you. Name one that we talked about during the break, Wrong Way Bo.
Yeah.
In 84 was a big play. A lot of big plays in that 85 game. After Auburn drives down, scores a touchdown, and Alabama swings together a great drive. Mike Shula led, hitting passes. Seems like the clock's not rolling. I mean, if you're on the Auburn side, it's like, my gosh, this clock's never going to go down. And Van Tiffen steps up, and I don't know if any of us expected anything less from him.
Well, the goalposts back then were about a mile wide.
But
you really had to try to miss.
He was the real deal.
He was. Of course, he turned around and missed one in 86, gave us a chance to get that drive and go down and get the reverse to win. So he taketh and he giveth. So
I do not remember that.
Don't remember that. Yeah, well, Stacey
Andy,
Mills.
I've got to go back and watch some of these games, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
Your memory's better than mine.
Well, I remember because Stacey Mills brought it up today on the Blitz. He was talking about, there was a clip. Gene Jelks was going for a touchdown, just an inexplicable, stupid clip. There's no reason to even do it, but guy got Chip Powell, who was it? I think he said Chip Powell got clipped and brought it back. And then, Tiffin ended up missing a field goal and giving us an opportunity to drive down and win the game.
Only thing I can remember about some of those years out Alabama offensively is just could not get Bobby Humphrey on the ground.
Oh, yeah.
One game, and I don't know which one in particular. Was it 87 that Humphrey went off? May have been 86.
It may have been 86. He had a good game. He had a really good game that day.
We didn't tackle him.
He didn't have Bo Jackson 250 yards, but he was pretty close.
He had them. He had some good games against Auburn. It's great to think back to some of the best players in the history of the program, both sides. They needed big games in the Iron Bowl, didn't they? Johnny Musso ran for about 220 on Auburn in 71 or 72-1. And those were good Auburn teams. Had to have been 71.
Yeah.
Because they scored a Google of points after Pat Sullivan had been named the Heisman Trophy winner, and Alabama wins it easily in the game after that.
We had Dick Schmaltz on the show, on the old show, and I said, what happened? He said, people have asked that for years. He said, he said some games it just doesn't work, for whatever reason. He said, I don't think it wasn't that we weren't ready to play. We practiced just like we practice always. He said, we were up for the game. Everybody was excited. It wasn't like we were flat. He said, sometimes it just goes against you.
And they were very good.
And they were very good.
And then Oklahoma was very good, too.
Yeah, that's true.
So they didn't close things out quite as planned
not
year.
Quite.
These matchups, though, Andy, and I know that we're moving on into that in the next segment, but the overall matchup here, you're looking hard to find negatives with both of these teams, offensively and defensively.
Oh, yeah. Special teams is the one Auburn has struggled with. Dead last in kickoff coverage. Kick return defense, kickoff return defense, dead last in the country. Think about that.
Punting average. Where's Auburn there?
30 yards, net punting Auburn 30 yards a game, or 30 yards a kick, I think.
Where's Alabama on that?
No, I'm talking 35 yards a kick, which is 118th in the country. Now, Alabama's only 40.3, which is 22nd in the country. But that's a lot of because net that he kicks it so far, he kicks it out of the end zone probably, and he's coming back to the 20. We can't even get it to the 20. But I don't know. Auburn's got to shore that up. That cannot be a factor Saturday. They take a punt back or a kickoff back for a touchdown, that's going to be disastrous.
Always worries me on a kickoff coverage team when your best skill guys, your speedy guys, are not on those teams. And when I watch Auburn, we look a tad slow on our kick coverage units. Do you not see that?
It looks like that.
I think of the really solid kick coverage teams, and you've got just a headhunter speedster that's making 50% of the tackles. He's the first guy down the field, and he's making contact inside the 20 and the 15-yard line. And that guy's not there for Auburn. And I can remember Ricardo Lewis, his first couple of years, playing on those kick coverage teams.
Robinson,
and you go, who in the world is that guy shot out of a gun?
Yeah.
We don't have that this year, and it's not because those type of athletes aren't on the team. I just guess they're not on those coverage teams.
That's a good question. I don't know. It seemed like, I think you mentioned that the other day, we have more linebacker types than we do, wide receivers. I think Nate Craig Myers plays on special teams.
Darvin Adams was a wonderful special teams player. Do you remember that?
Carlos Rogers.
Great
he
special.
He was one of those guys, and Toby always used to say, he just doesn't get tired. I mean, you can run him all day long, and some guys are like that, I guess. Some guys are not. Some guys are just built for it.
Safety types, though, corners, wide receivers. I'd rather go down with those guys.
Yeah.
We can go back to the kick six. Nobody left on that team but big, burly lineman type.
Yeah.
To run down Chris Dave's not going to work out.
No.
And I don't think that when you look down and you're dead last in kick coverage on kickoffs, there's an issue. That's a problem.
Yeah. That's giving up that's giving one up to the house and almost giving up another one to Arkansas. That'll hurt your average. We're up against another break here. Give us a call, 256-234-6221. We'll be back with more Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
U.S. AmeriBank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. AmeriBank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. AmeriBank difference. U.S. AmeriBank, banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What's the verdict?
Can't fix your heat pump. Need a new one.
Uh-oh. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking Daikin.
Call on Kevin Kill and Sunshine Heating and Air at 256-825-4849, Central Alabama's premier Daikin dealer.
So what's he thinking?
Oh, he's thinking Daikin.
Daikin, one of the top selling in the world.
Now I'm thinking Daikin.
Daikin. Comfort for life.
Now
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tubes with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
I'm Jimmy Goree with Goree's Furniture. We would like to invite you to come shop our huge selection of furniture. But if you don't have time, we have over 2,000 items you can have shipped directly to your home. Go to GoreesFurniture.com, look for 48-hour quick ship. Shop, click, ship, it's just that easy. You can shop us here or you can shop us online, only at Goree's Furniture.
Your expressway to saving.
Do not buy a car this week
Until you check out Hyundai of Auburn.
Max trade value, max savings,
My max markdowns.
max credit union and other lenders ready to approve with the max warranty.
America's best 10 years.
When we deal, we pay off your trade no matter what you owe.
And like Christmas, it's just once a year.
And only one place, Hyundai of Auburn.
Get down here today.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Satterfield on Highway 280 in Alex City. Satterfield is the Lake Martin area's Big Green Egg and Accessories headquarters.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you for about 10 more minutes in the first hour of the program this evening. What's your most memorable Iron Bowl play? The play that maybe sticks out in your mind. Comment on the thread on our Sports Blitz Facebook page, or just give us a call, 256-234-6221, and tell us your most memorable play in an Iron Bowl game. How about a little over-under? We like to do this. I kind of average out the yards, the points. You take over or under, Randy.
You get me in trouble.
You're really
with
good
it.
at this.
You know, my father is one of those Auburn fans that if you say something negative, there's a good chance that if he's sitting there in the right mood that he's upset with you.
Yeah.
And your over and unders, when I'm speaking highly of Alabama, don't go over well with him. So kick them off.
Well, you got to be truthful.
Well, I mean, yeah, but some Auburn fans don't like the truth.
They don't like the truth.
Do you agree?
We
all of us have a fan base or a certain sect of the fan base that likes to look at the glass half full almost all the time.
They wear orange and blue glasses all their lives.
I got a buddy of mine that prints T-shirts with me, and he's the best that I've ever seen at glass half full. Bo Glenn. Bo Herman's down there printing right now. We're printing away at T-shirts tonight, but it's hilarious. 2012, we had a great chance of beating Alabama. This is the type of fan that he is. He's a good one. All right.
I think that's called delusional. Over under. Now, of course, you know, here we go. Alabama averages 479 yards of total offense. Auburn only averages giving up 302. So the average is 390 total yards for Alabama, over under.
I'm going to go under.
Better be.
I'm going to go under. And if it's not, we're in deep trouble, because for Alabama to get 400 yards of offense, in my mind's eye, they're going to hit some big plays down the field. And Calvin Ridley's going to have 150 to 200 yards in receptions. That's the way that I see Alabama getting to 400. I don't think they run for 200 yards against Auburn. I don't think Jalen Hurts runs for 100, which would get them to 400. I think it's the big play down the field. How about you? What do you think?
I would go under as well. 400 yards against this Auburn team is going to be that's going to be. You will have done a day's work if you're able to do that. I'm like you. I don't think Alabama can just line up and run it down Auburn's throat. So it's going to have to be some big plays in the passing game, and that would not be good for Auburn. Auburn averages 475 yards of total offense. Alabama only gives up 244. So 360 total yards for Auburn. 360 total yards for Auburn.
You start.
I'm going to go over. Big plays in the passing game. A couple of, at least one to Darius Slayton, maybe two. Maybe a screen pass that breaks. It's got to be that. I think Auburn's going to have to go for over 200, maybe 225 in the passing game.
You don't think Auburn can get to 180 yards rushing?
I think it's possible, but I wouldn't want to bet my life on it.
Who would you guess? Who would you bet on? Auburn having more rushing yards or Alabama?
I would bet on Auburn right now.
Injuries for Alabama is the reason that you would say that?
Well, I just think Auburn runs the ball pretty well, and they don't seem to be intimidated by Alabama as far as running the football. When they've got a team that can do it.
Jalen Hurts is the X factor to all of this, though, isn't he?
He could be.
If he goes for 75 to 100 yards rushing.
Oh, yeah. If he gets to 100 yards, it's not going to be good for Auburn in any way, shape, form, or fashion.
Sorry. I kind of veered off path there. My mind's racing.
360? Over, under?
I'm going to say under.
Under for Auburn, under for Alabama.
I'm going to say both under.
Both under. Okay. Both under 350?
Around
slobber knocker kind of
around
game?
That number. I have a hard time believing Alabama gets to 390.
Yeah.
I could see Auburn getting over 360 before I can see Alabama getting to 390.
I think that's probably good. 194 yards rushing for Alabama. They averaged 270. We averaged giving up 118.
I don't see it. The only way I see it is if 94 of those come from Jalen Hurts. And he can. He's the X factor here.
Yeah.
Can you contain out wide? How healthy is Jeffrey Holland? Huge factor of this football game is how healthy is Jeffrey Holland. He's a speedster outside. He's a playmaker. If he's not, can T.D. Moultrie make a few plays like we've seen some other youngsters make over the years, i.e. that Carl Lawson play that you brought up? Because I don't think coming off the edge we're great outside of – do you?
No.
I think Marlon Davidson's usable there, but I think he's much better against the run. I think he's a defensive end that can take on blocks, can stand his ground, plays well, but he's not a speed rush guy.
No.
Not one that's going to get a lot of pressure. Derek Brown's the exact same imps of what I just said about Marlon Davidson. He's not Nick Fairley that's going to end up with 11 sacks. Just doesn't get a lot of pressure, so Hurts worries me to death.
He should.
He does. He scares me to death.
165 yards rushing for Auburn.
I'm going over. I am. I'm going over.
I would agree with you on both of those. Under for Alabama, over for Auburn.
I don't think that I'm hoping we can get close to 200 yards rushing. Passing game is what concerns me in this one for Auburn. Not because I don't have confidence in Stidham, but in two big ball games so far, we've gone into the tank throwing the football. I hope we don't see that here. I hope we have some wrinkles in the passing game that we saw in 2010 that really helped. Wouldn't you agree with that?
Yes.
And didn't hit them with a lot of intermediate passes there, but we had to get Lutz and Kirchen on a roll to the right, throw back. Mm-hmm. That's a wrinkle more than anything. We get a deep pass to Terrell Zachary on a wrinkle that was needed.
And it's just the safety not making a play.
Yeah.
I mean, we there was some fortune there.
I'm saying over 165.
The passing is pretty much a wash when you look at the statistics. So it's 196 passing for Hurts, 194 passing for Stidham.
I would say Hurts over before Stidham over.
Really?
Yes.
Wow. Okay.
Secondary play. Not that I'm totally negative on our secondary play, because I do think that we play well against the run from the secondary. My issue with Auburn from the secondary standpoint, turning their head and finding the football, not allowing so many over back shoulder passes, and I'm terrified of it. So I would see Hurts going over the 196 before I see Stidham going over the 194. What do you think?
I'm going to go under for Hurts and over for Stidham.
So we think directly the opposite.
I just think Auburn. I think it's got to be that way for Auburn. We're up against another break here, but we'll continue these discussions. Love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. More to come right after this.
If you haven't been to Big B Barbecue in Alex City, then you're missing the best barbecue around. Big B has everything from the best pulled or chopped pork, chicken, and beef to cheeseburgers and grilled chicken salads. Bring your friends and family out for a great dinner and sit outside on our beautiful patio, or sit inside and enjoy your meal by the fireplace. So come in and join us and enjoy the best barbecue in the area only at Big B Barbecue, located on Highway 22 West in Alex City.
At U.S. Ameribank, there's something very different at the heart of what we do and who we are. It's a spirit that also defines our neighbors, local businesses, and communities. Building on our 116-year history in Alabama, U.S. Ameribank provides something found nowhere else: craft banking. It's an unwavering commitment to handcrafted banking solutions that turns customers into enthusiastic fans. Visit usameribank.com or your local branch to discover the U.S. Ameribank difference. U.S. Ameribank. Banking on values. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Lex Wedgeworth has been the most trusted pest control company for a generation, and now we're proud to announce our new name, EnviroCare. You can expect the same high standards for all your pest control needs, and EnviroCare's exclusive Century-Con termite colony elimination system that provides the industry standard to protect your home or business. The EnviroCare Century-Con termite protection protects your home year-round. Call the professionals of EnviroCare throughout Central East Alabama. Call for a free estimate. Nobody cares like EnviroCare, the next generation of full pest control for your home or business.
A1 Four Seasons, a division of Jackson Refrigeration, is Central Alabama's Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer. With the summer months approaching, the temperatures are rising, and so will your power bill if you don't have one of the latest 410A heat pumps. With R22 Freon prices on the rise, now is the time to make the switch to a new, more efficient unit that will save you hundreds of dollars on your yearly power bill. Call A1 Four Seasons at 256-234-4457. What's behind the CA?
A world full of opportunities.
Where are you now? Where are you going?
Where do you want to be?
These are all important in determining your path in life.
More importantly, why be ordinary
when you can be extraordinary?
At Central Alabama Community College, you can be anything you wish to be.
Don't put your future on hold, and don't settle for less than excellence.
We are Central Alabama Community College.
Central to you.
Central to your success.
And I know when I need it, I can count on you. Like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh.
You can count on the caring team at Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation. Our services include physical, speech, and occupational therapy. Brown Nursing and Rehabilitation, 256-329-9061.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Alex City Marine, the Lake Martin area's premier new and used boat and motor dealership. Find out more at alexcitymarine.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Hour number 2 of tonight's program. Andy Graham and Randy Lee here with you until 9 o'clock. Taking your phone calls, talking about everything going on in the world of sports. It is Iron Bowl week. What do you think? What is your most memorable play in Iron Bowls past? Some SEC games that were going on this past week. Of course, you know, Auburn and Alabama not really having much trouble with an out-of-conference game, but Mississippi State takes down Arkansas 28-21. Ooh, boy. Jeff Long gone, AD at Arkansas. Brett Bielema, 4-7 this year, 1-6 right now in the SEC. They'll go to Texas A&M. No. They'll go to Missouri. They'll play Missouri this weekend. Actually, they'll play on Friday.
I think Missouri's favored by 11.
I think so.
Yeah.
Bielema's got to be gone. Right?
I don't know how in the world he's not. And if he is gone, who do so many of these programs look to? And I know we got to watch and wait and see how these last few games play out for all of the teams, including Auburn, to see what the decisions are that will be made. Coach Malzahn did not like the questioning with him potentially being interested in an Arkansas job. I guess we'll stay there and hit on that real quick. I mean, what factors do you think would play into Malzahn thinking about leaving an Auburn team that returns a lot of their key players next year? Should be a really solid football team next year if you look at what they've done this year and heading over to Arkansas.
The only possible motive I could come up with is that he is just bitter toward the way, he feels like he's been mistreated, or he feels like the pressure's too great, that he shouldn't be questioned, that the years have not been what maybe they should have been the last 2 or 3 years. Because he's making a ton of money. He's got an opportunity when he puts a good product on the field to compete for SEC championships, to compete for national championships. So I cannot see. I think it would be temporary insanity if he left to go to Arkansas. Now, I mean, there's always that pull of family, and if that's the case, I mean, okay, I guess you can understand that, but hey, it's a lot easier to move your family here to Alabama than it is to go there and win.
I agree. And so we'll let that play out. Don't get too much into that, but I do think Brett Bielema is gone.
Yeah.
Let's don't move from the coaching carousel real quick.
Okay.
What's the update on Tennessee? Offers. The John Gruden thing seems so far-fetched to me that I can't get a feel for it at all, so that tells me that I don't believe it whatsoever that it actually could happen. Your thoughts on Tennessee before we go to Florida?
When you're starting to make up the fact that you saw him in a restaurant, no, it ain't gonna happen. They've been trying that deal for a while now. I think Gruden's pretty much made up his mind. And look, even if by some chance Tennessee were to convince him to come and take the job, he's never been a college head coach. I mean, why would that? I think he's a really good coach. I think he's a really good NFL coach. Let me take that back. I think he was a really good NFL coach 10 years ago. But why would that scare anybody for him to come to Tennessee?
I think name recognition.
But that only goes so far.
I'm going to take the other side to this.
Okay.
If your kid's being recruited by ABCD school, and one of those A, B, C, and D's is a Tennessee with a John Gruden, and I'm not talking you and myself, I'm talking about an 18-year-old kid and how he's being persuaded. And he's seen this guy on Monday Night Football, and he's watched him coach these quarterbacks and do these things because these kids are all over television. They're into it more than you and I are at that age. We talk back about when our passion was more for sports, and that's when we were their age. Not now. I mean, I love sports now, but then it was like my huge passion.
Yeah.
So do you think that he can't convey a culture and a feeling about a program to get as many kids as he needed? Tennessee's been recruiting good with Butch Jones.
Oh, yeah.
You don't think they could take that up just a slight step with John Gruden in there?
I think they could, but I mean, again, there's coaching college football and coaching NFL is two totally different things. I mean, there's a rule book the size of a dictionary that you got to adhere to in college football. You can do whatever you want to do in the NFL.
Does he not feel like more of a rah-rah coach to you, college guy, than an NFL guy, though?
I don't know. He doesn't seem like a rah-rah guy to me.
Oh, man.
He's so, I mean, he's the
yeah, but he's got a little bit of that to him. He's got a lot of personality.
He does.
His brother doesn't. His brother has next to none. But I think he's a pretty good NFL coach, his brother is. I think that his personality fits the college game. I think it'd be a coup if they got it.
Maybe so.
But I don't believe they will.
Don't believe
I'm not saying that. I'm just, if they did, I think it would be a wonderful hire.
Okay. Well, maybe. Who knows? You never know.
Florida. Is Chip Kelly their guy?
It's either it's got to be there or UCLA. It's got to be one of the two. And he probably, I think, fits better at UCLA to me just because he's been there in the Pac-12. He knows that. It's a little bit more laid back. My goodness, they ain't won a national title since the 50s. They're just so starved for anything there that he could go there and win 10 games one year and they'd crown him and give him a lifetime contract probably. But I think it'd scare me if he went to Florida, I'll be honest, to get the talent that he's got. He was competing for national titles in Oregon with 3-star talent. If he got 5-star talent at Florida, whew.
I think his potential is so much greater at Florida. I've heard of others say that look what he did at Oregon and look what he could do at UCLA. No, because UCLA's academic. They're to Notre Dame's level. They're not quite to Stanford, but they're Notre Dame. To get into school at UCLA, you need a special kid. And we sitting here down south, I'm proud of our kids, but our kids, very few are Jack West that are leaving from South Alabama and heading out to Stanford to play. Getting in school's tough. I don't think UCLA's got to make a commitment from the university standpoint that they want to compete like that. Don't you think that there is a true reason that UCLA is not competitive? First off, their fan base is not passionate enough.
Well, that's probably, yeah.
How in the world could they win a Chip Kelly over against Florida? Maybe it's just because I'm Southern that I have a hard time believing that. And I know it's beautiful in L.A. and it's 75 degrees and it's brisk and sunny and everybody's warm and fuzzy all the time. But if you're coming somewhere with a passion to win national championships and prove that you got an ego big as this room, which he does, and you want to go somewhere where you can win, that guy fits perfect in Florida.
We're up against another break here, but don't go anywhere. More Sportz Blitz Live right after this.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash with granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Don't miss the Black Friday sales event at Bice Motors in Alex City.
This Black Friday is going to be big.
Save up to $12,300 on a new 2017 Ram 1500 Crew 4x4 Laramie or get 0% for 72 months.
It's a November to remember.
New 2017 Ram 1500 Express Crew, $299 down, $299 a month.
You don't want to miss this.
New 2018 Jeep Cherokee Limited, $199 a month.
On the web at BiceChryslerDodge.com.
Now is the best time to see the good guys the locals know, Alex City Marine. With last year being our best year yet, Landau Pontoons has increased Alex City Marine's allocation of Landaus for the 17 season. Our Suzuki outboard selections are at an all-time high. Alex City Marine is now also Lake Martin's exclusive Manitou pontoon dealer with a full line of the luxurious Manitou Tri-Tune with patented V-Tune technology for top performance. Get the best selection now of Landau and Manitou pontoons. Alex City Marine, Lake Martin.
Whether it's a dream house or corporate real estate, Concrete has the skill, expertise, and talent to exceed your expectations. Trust Concrete to build a foundation for your future. Our work ethic and dedication are always in keeping the competition on their toes. We specialize in residential and commercial development in the Coosa, Talladega, and Shelby County areas. Call us today for your next project, 256-245-4211, or check us out on the web at con-crete.com.
there is a strength inside you, unknown and imperfect, waiting. And when you think you have nothing left to give, when each obstacle in your path is more formidable than the last, that's when you'll find it. And with that strength, your greatness will have no limits.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live. Andy and Randy here with you for about 45 more minutes. UAB headed down to Gainesville. A lot of people thought that could be an interesting game. Not so much. I started thinking back, I think you picked UAB, if you want to go back and remember on the Auburn Blitz. But, I started thinking about it, and I remembered 2012. And I remember thinking, Auburn just quit. There's absolutely no interest in playing. And then we played Alabama A&M, and I thought we could lose this game. And they won 55-0. And I thought, Florida's going to win this game. And I didn't think they'd win 36-7, and it wasn't like it was UAB turned the ball over 4 times, and I think that helped. But really, in reality, UAB, it was going to be tough for them.
2 dumpster fires playing this weekend, Florida and Florida State.
Yeah.
Staying on the coaching carousel. Is this Jimbo Fisher's last game?
That's a good question. This is you're driving this train. I hadn't heard about this until earlier this week.
A lot of national talk has Jimbo is at least looking elsewhere, and that's led by agents. Agents are talking, they're getting the buzz out there, they're trying to feel their way around and see where the interest lies. I've heard him to A&M.
It'd be an interesting move. That's lateral. I guess that's lateral. I don't think that's up or down.
No, I think that it's lateral if your perception of A&M is greater than they actually are.
Okay.
It's lateral. But no way, and don't cuss Florida State out. Texas A&M in our lifetimes never played for anything.
Yeah.
You and I just had this talk during the break. They have won one Big 12 title back in the day when they defeated, I think it was in 98, they defeated, or somewhere around there, defeated Kansas State.
Yeah. Dat Wynn was playing for Texas A&M.
That's how long ago it was. Has Texas A&M played for anything else?
No.
All right, let's get the phone call. Florida State's been playing for titles since you and I fell out of the womb. You know it. He didn't want to play Florida State in the early 80s.
No, they hadn't played since the early, yeah.
But since the early 80s they have been. Caller, you're on Sportz Blitz.
Hey, Andy, and hey, Randy. How y'all doing tonight?
We're good. Glad to have you on the air.
Well, thank you, and happy Thanksgiving, y'all.
Same to you, too.
Thank you. I don't know, Randy and Andy, everything's in the toss right now. It really is. I've never seen it like this, but, I call just every other week just about to y'all. But, I've been off the Gus bus for 2 years. I really have. And I'm proud of what they're doing, and it should have been done a long time ago. But I just don't understand, I think the new AD coming in and stuff, I just think if Gus loses, I don't care by 1 point Saturday, I think he'll be gone. I really do. And I could be wrong, of course, but they're talking about Jimbo Fisher. I don't know if you heard the news tonight, but it broke about 6:15 that after the LSU and A&M game, they get rid of someone.
Did not hear that. No, I did not hear that. That's news to us.
Really?
Yeah, we didn't see that.
Yeah, Feinbaum show. I mean, it broke. I mean, he wouldn't have told it if he didn't. I mean, it came in about 10 minutes before it went off. And so he's gone already, might as well say so. Anyway, they are after Jimbo Fisher. And Lord knows Florida State, I just don't think they're doing anything anyway. I mean, I don't know what the problem is with that, but nevertheless, Randy and Andy, I've been off the Gus bus, and I'm an Auburn graduate and everything. I just don't get it with that. I mean, Gus should have been gone 3 years ago, and us have the big pick over anybody now, because if that comes open and he goes up there, and I think Tommy Tuberville will take the AD job. And Gus is going to go up there and be the coach. And Auburn's going to be open. And everybody else is going to have the pick of the litter or whatever. But, I mean, this is just a crazy situation.
It makes the situation for me sitting here, and I have a hard time believing Coach Malzahn's going anywhere.
If he loses Saturday, I do.
What do you think, Andy?
I mean, I'm just telling you what I said. I'm not saying it's, it's going to happen. I'm just saying I do believe that, because the fan base, they're depending on this game, of course. And if he wins it, they said it's a good chance he's still going to go with Tommy Tuberville if he gets the AD job at Arkansas. So, I mean, I just wonder. I mean, anything can happen. And if I was Dan Mullen, I would stay at Mississippi State and milk that darn good money and not be under no pressure. And I wouldn't go to neither one, Florida or Tennessee. I wouldn't. But I think they feel like he's going to make a move Friday after the Egg Bowl. And they predict them to win, but I hope the Ole Miss Rebels win. I'll tell you that.
Well, that was a great phone call. We sure do appreciate it tonight.
Well, I thank y'all for y'all's good show, because I really enjoy it. Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Happy holidays.
You do. And
Same to you.
She was all over that one.
She was. I think that's a great call, though, by Dan Mullen. He's got, that is a honey hole. I mean, that you might as well be Burr Rabbit. And I mean, you're not going to find a better situation than that. He has done more for that school. I mean, he's going to be the all-time wins leader. You could just go, I mean, he could coach for another 10 years there. And they won't ever get tired of him, because every now and then he's going to wind up winning 10 games. And he's making great money. I don't know what else. I mean, I don't know what else you'd want.
And he's got them close.
He's got them close. They were ranked number one in the country.
I know it. And
now, granted, I mean, Dak Prescott comes along once every, a generation at Mississippi State.
Well, but I've said Fitzgerald, what is he? And against Auburn, he's looked like what is he? And then against Alabama in the last few weeks, he's looked like a great quarterback.
Yeah.
With a promising future, and even better than what we're seeing currently. I know we're up against a break, but I'm with you on Mullen.
Well,
I would be shocked to see Dan Mullen taking, because he's cherry picking the states around him too.
Yeah.
He is filling up the state of Alabama. He's getting 5 or 6. We call the Alabama-Mississippi All-Star game, and every year we sit there and we say, my, oh my, how in the world are we letting him out of the state? Please keep him in the state. He's getting 5 to 6 every year from the state of Alabama. That's marginal.
Yeah.
They're going over there and they're being a little bit better than marginal.
I do not believe Gus Malzahn will be gone, no matter what happens Saturday. I think he'll be back. That's just my opinion.
If he's gone, it's his doing.
Yeah, it's of his own. Up against the break here, but don't go anywhere. We'll continue these discussions. Love to hear from you. 256-234-6221. More of the Sportz Blitz live program with Andy and Randy when we come back right after this.
The door is open, the beer's cold, and the biscuits are hot at Foshee Sportz on Dable Road in Alexander City. Fishing season is in year-round and live bait is available. Non-ethanol gas is available along with propane and pellet ice. So come on by and see what we're all about. where the kitchen is open Monday through Friday early at Foshee Watts on Dable Road in Alexander City. And tell them old Katie sent you right here from the front porch, WAXC TV.
Lakeside Marina and Watercraft Rentals have spring fever and are happy to announce that Bennington is back. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek is now Lake Martin's Bennington pontoon dealer with all models of Bennington pontoons that deliver speed, power, and stability with their elliptical sport packages and best-in-class styling and luxury. See the full line now for best selection as well as the all-new personal watercraft from Kawasaki. Lakeside Marina at Blue Creek, #1 for a reason. Lakeside Marina is also your authorized Easy Go kart dealer for Lake Martin.
Hi.
We're looking for insurance.
Let's see who's free.
When insurance agents work for only one company, their options are simply limited. But a Trusted Choice independent agent is free to shop many companies for a better deal. Free to do what's right for you.
Did your team just win the big game? Are you looking for a unique way to honor a valuable employee? Lila's Engraving has you covered, offering a large selection of custom trophies and plaques. Lila's also offers cast aluminum car tags, custom engraved wine glasses, clocks, and wood cutting boards. They even offer custom framing for any art or picture as well. Lila's combines the best quality items with the fastest service around. With over 27 years of experience in the Alexander City and Lake Martin areas, Lila's Engraving is your only choice for custom awards and engraved gifts. Always remember, winners choose Lila's.
LMG Advertising Agency offers a comprehensive marketing solution tailored to each of our clients' needs. We are a full-service marketing firm offering website design and development, video production, social media marketing, search engine optimization, and overall branding that includes logo design, brochures, mailouts, and more. Our experienced team of marketing professionals would love to come up with a marketing strategy that will deliver results for you and your business. Learn more at lmgadagency.com or call today to start at 256-825-0197.
Whether it's a walk-off home run, a game-winning touchdown, or a buzzer beater, make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup. Located in downtown Sylacauga and a short drive from Highway 280, Jay's has the food you're looking for. Whether it's wings, fingers, burgers, or salads, they have it all. Come bring your family for a great meal, come hang out with your friends for the big game, or call them at 256-207-0700 to place your order. Make sure Jay's Sports Grill is in your lineup.
This segment of Sports Blitz is brought to you by Peaches and Clean, caring for your floors and a whole lot more in East Central Alabama.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sports Blitz Live. About 30 more minutes left in tonight's program. We were looking down through some of the players in the Iron Bowl upcoming.
Can you throw that trivia out there?
Sure. Darius Slayton has 19 catches for 533 yards for the Auburn Tigers, which is a 28.1 yards per catch average, but he needs 20 catches to be eligible to set the record. The record is held, I think it's 26 yards per catch, around there, give or take 1 or 2. That was set a while back. Randy said he thinks he knows.
I feel fairly confident now that you threw that one out that I'm right.
Okay.
On knowing that one. An All-American and a speedster before his time.
Could be.
Is what we heard from many phone calls from around his generation, that he was a game breaker before there were many game breakers. Isn't that right?
Yeah.
I'm right then. So we'll ask that trivia question, give away a Sports Blitz t-shirt out there. Who holds the single season
yards per catch
average? Lawyer Tillman always had a high yards per catch average.
He did. He was big play before there was really big play. As far as going up and catching the ball, I mean, you know, the old 101. You know, he would have been unbelievable if there was a back shoulder throw back then. I mean, you know, he could go up and get it with the best of them. He's a huge guy for his time too.
One for Alabama. When you go into the press box at Alabama, you see all of these old memorabilia pictures and stuff. And even as an Auburn fan, which we'll be over there to call the state championships, pretty impressed. Their press box is something to see. But Don Hudson. And I don't know what his records were, but Don Hudson was so far ahead of his time. He was Babe Ruth ahead of his time.
Wow.
In receptions, not only in college but in the pros, Andy. He held records for a long, long time when you didn't see passes down the field. I'll pull that up on Don Hudson on some of his records, but he's one that probably had one of those yards per catch averages that are much like that.
Let's go to the phone line.
Let's get it. Caller, you're on Sportz Blitz.
This is Brian.
Hey, Brian, how are you, buddy?
My pick of the Iron Bowl will be Alabama 28, Auburn Tigers 17.
28-17. You got a tiebreaker, Andy?
Ryan Davis passing yards. Ryan Davis receiving yards for Auburn.
98.
98 would be a big number for Auburn. Brian, we sure do appreciate it, buddy.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving to you. 28-17.
28-17. That was 90, 99, 98, 99, I think, score.
Sounds good.
28-17.
Superman. Sean Alexander. We ain't tackled him yet.
You want to talk about memorable play. Damon Duval missed a field goal in that game that would have put us up. I think it would have put us up 20 to 14 or something like that. And as soon as he missed that field goal, it was like start early in the third quarter. It just seemed like it was just like and it was all Alabama. It was all Sean Alexander from then on out.
Superstar.
I remember him missing that and thinking, you cost us a Florida game in 2002. No, but anyway.
You couldn't help yourself.
I couldn't.
Let's hope special teams on Saturday doesn't cost us a football game, and that's a big concern of a lot of Auburn faithful that I talk to.
It could be. You feel great about Daniel Carlson.
Yeah.
You match up field goal kickers, you say Auburn's huge favorite. But everything else, kick coverage, punting, punt coverage, all these different things. Auburn's they've been woeful here this season. So that does not need to show its ugly head.
You ready to spin it over to a little high school talk?
We can.
Let's do it. We got 30 more minutes left. If we can't find some good opportunities. By the way, if you want to talk a little bit more Iron Bowl, we've hit on it for about an hour and a half here. But it is the third round of the playoffs for 1A through 6A, and then you're already in the semifinals in Class 7A. Can we start in 7A?
I think we should.
Listen to these matchups that we've got coming up. Hoover trying to come back from their lone loss here in the state of Alabama to Thompson will be on the road, if you consider heading over to Alabaster on the road, to a 12-0 Thompson team.
The first one was at Hoover, right?
First one was at the Hoover Met. This one will be in Alabaster at Thompson. If you get into that complex after 6 o'clock, not a chance in the world you're going to watch this football game. Be a packed house. What a great football game that is, Andy.
Sure. No doubt. Thompson kind of, burst onto the scene this year with, I'm not even going to try it, but Tango Villalobos' little brother playing quarterback, doing a fine job. Hoover was up in that game. I think had a pretty decent lead in that game.
Early in the football game,
in the football game, and Thompson came roaring back. But I don't know what happened. I think, a lot of people thought Hewitt Trustful was pretty much unstoppable.
Offensively.
Until Hoover came along and said, you know what, we've had about enough.
We know what it takes here in the playoff run.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the X factor that I'll give right here to Thompson. Thompson has not been there.
Mm-hmm.
Community, it's been a long time. And the community's got to be just starving for what they're seeing. But their coach has. And their coach has done it at one of the top levels at Spanish Fort High School, won 2 state championships there. He knows what to pass along. So you've got 2 coaches leading both of these teams that have put themselves in the mix. And you go down to the bottom side of that when you got McGill, who's 12-0, that we haven't hardly talked about all season long. They just stuck it to Auburn last week, and I don't think either one of us thought that would happen the way that it did. and they're heading over to play the number 1 ranked team in Class 7A in Phoenix City, who has got another coach that has been right there in the middle of it for Prattville High School, and Coach DuBose, and he also went over to Florence, had them right in the middle of it as well, and Phoenix City's been knocking on the door for several years now. They haven't knocked the door down, but they got all the Bows and Joes that you want to knock one down.
What makes this Central Phoenix City team the number 1 team in the state, though? Because they've been there all year, hasn't they?
I think that, first off, they got an outstanding running back. Mm-hmm. He's only a 10th grader. They got a quarterback, only a 10th grader. Both of them great. I think that Justin Ross, though, is what has had many looking. It's tough to look at one player and go, how does he make that big of a difference? But when you watch the highlights, you see it. And Justin Ross, to me, is a bigger version of A.J. Green.
Ooh.
He's that type of player. Number 1 player in the state of Alabama. Made a one-handed catch and touchdown last week, and the only one here in the state that you wonder about, was it a better catch, was the one that the Hoover receiver that's heading to Auburn made. So they got him. Yeah. Anybody that knows Phoenix City knows they've got them too. And when they get coached up like DuBose is coaching them up right now, you don't want to go over there and play. But McGill, 12-0. They've been playing for state championships over the last 4 years. It's going to be a tough out right there. And so, God, can you ask for much better than those 4 teams here in the semis?
Up against another break. When we come back, we'll run down the rest of the classifications of the Alabama high school football playoffs. More to come right after this.
Is our number 1 concern. Advanced Heat and Air.
Advanced Heating and Air makes your comfort their priority for any season. Advanced Heating and Air is the region's Trane dealer and an Alabama Power Superior Solutions dealer that can save you money and energy with a new electric heat pump. Advanced Heating and Air maintains the region's best service team, so rely on us to make your comfort our number 1 concern. Call 234-5052, and we're there for you.
Hi, this is Quinn Harrelson with Interlink Mortgage in Auburn, Alabama. There are 1,000 different questions people ask me every day about mortgage loans. They ask about buying investment homes, primary homes, and even second homes at the lake or the beach. I only have a limited time to say, call me and let's talk about what you want and how I can help you get it. Again, win with Quinn and call me today at 256-675-6259 so I can help structure a mortgage that best fits you and your family's needs.
Game day. Last season you were watching football at the mercy of that loathed cable company and your weird roommate with the ornery chinchilla. But today you're going to watch wherever the Wild you want. You go here, Wild Wind Cafe. They've got all the games on more screens than you can count, and cute roommates. This is just the Wild you need. So go wild, superfan. We can't help you choking QB, but we do have cold beer.
So you want to build a home? Build the home you want with America's Home Place. Choose from over 150 floor plans, then personalize. Tile backsplash for granite countertops? Done. A spacious bathroom you've always dreamed of? You got it. Choose every detail, floors, cabinets, even the paint color.
How about electric lime?
Can't decide? Relax. At America's Home Place, we take care of it all. It's your home. Own it. America's Home Place.
Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance, you got to get to Gills. Selection and price, got to get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills. Cars that fit your budget. Service that no one around can beat. Stop by today and test drive the vehicle of your dreams. Gotta get to Gills Auto Sales. We can finance you. Gotta get to Gills. Selection and price. Gotta get to Gills. Gotta get to Gills.
East Central Alabama asked for it, and Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoors has answered with the region's full-service Mahindra tractor and UTV dealer on Highway 280 in Alex City, next to Tallapoosa Ford. Full lines of Mahindra tractors, E-Max, Max 1500 series to 5500 series. We have the world's #1 tractor line. Get the job done as well with full lines of the world's toughest UTVs and accessories. Visit the all-new Lake Martin Tractor and Outdoor in Alex City True grit never taps out with Mahindra tractors, UTVs, and accessories.
What do you see when you think about your future?
Do you see determination that keeps you going, that helps you make a difference in your world?
Do you see challenges that make you stronger?
Southern Union State Community College realizes that your opportunities for greatness are unlimited. Your journey has just begun.
This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Hyundai of Auburn. You owe it to yourself. Call Hyundai of Auburn today at 334-321-0777 and visit them online at HyundaiofAuburn.com.
Welcome back, everyone, to Sportz Blitz Live, talking about the Alabama High School playoffs. I can't get it out. It's been a long day, Randy. We're down to 6A. Opelika at Hillcrest, Tuscaloosa. This Opelika team, I tell you, at the beginning of the year, who would have thought they'd be in this position?
I wouldn't have, but I saw the skill set and I know the culture and what's been built there at Opelika. They expect to win.
Oh, yeah.
If they didn't make it to the quarters, they'd be up in arms. But both of these schools, to have 3 losses in the regular season, are down years for both. And Hillcrest lost Brian Robinson, who's currently a backup running back at Alabama. They lost a wonderful quarterback that I thought was one of the best ones I saw all of last year. I think he's playing baseball at Jacksonville State. But Opelika's found enough offense down the stretch to get themselves in a situation where they're going and taking on a team that's already lost 3 times too. So no world beater. And we saw Hillcrest early on last year in the playoffs, and they were undefeated at the time. So very good matchup right here, and again, 2 of the better programs in Class 6.
Going on the road shouldn't be a problem. Opelika's already gone on the road and beat Daphne.
Beat a really good Daphne team, one of the best defenses in the state.
Oxford 12-0 at Clay Chalkville 10-2. Of all the teams Ben's Russell played, this is the best team I think I've saw all year.
It's the best offensive line. It's the most physical team I've seen all year, and we saw some really physical ones. But Oxford blew me away with their physicality, and Clay Webb's one of the main reasons. Yeah. One of the top offensive linemen in the state of Alabama, in the entire Southeast and in the country as a junior. But Clay Chalkville defeat Homewood the way that they did last week. It's a good Homewood team too. So that's one that I would highlight in Class 6A to watch out. Don't be surprised if Clay Chalkville doesn't give Oxford all that they want there.
Pinson Valley 12-0 at Austin 12-0.
Both of them could be state champions. It's unfortunate they're having to play one another in the quarters.
Mm-hmm.
Pinson Valley, the one game of the few games that Bo Nix was out, they had one close football game all year against Shades Valley is what I'm remembering. Austin, they have not had a close football game all year. Asa Martin's been out of the football game for the most part at halftime. With like 6 carries for 190 yards and 3 touchdowns. Every time I look down at the stat total, it's some obscene number like that.
Headed Auburn, by the way.
More than likely, he'll be Mr. Football here in the state of Alabama, but Bo Nix is one of the top quarterbacks, well coached. Watch out. Who knows? One of them could run away from the other because neither have really had a close game. So you don't know what they're going to do when they match up against a team that's their equal. Probably the best game in high school football this weekend, I'd say right here. I'd even put this one over any of those that we see in 7A.
Really?
Yes.
The Pat Nix coaching?
Yes, his dad's coach.
Okay, he's the head coach.
Yeah.
Okay. Spanish Fort 11-1 at Wetumpka 11-1. Flip a coin.
Wetumpka's not been in this position a lot. Spanish Fort has.
Been in it a lot.
But Wetumpka's got them at home.
Yeah.
Wetumpka, I've seen them enough to know they're physical. And they got an X factor, and it's much like what the Iron Bowl X factor is to me. They got a quarterback in J.D. Martin that makes you look silly a lot. Throws the football well and very versatile running the football out of the pocket. He's the X factor, kind of like Jalen Hurts is for Alabama in that Iron Bowl this weekend. I don't know. It's hard for me to pick against Spanish Fort in the quarterfinals. But I'll stay. I'm sitting here in Central Alabama. I'll be cheering for Wetumpka.
Yeah, it's about time Spanish Fort had to travel up here to Central Alabama.
Yeah, they've struggled. We went down there 3 times and had 3 close football games, and the last one's a nightmare that I'll carry with me a long time. And I didn't even play in it. But Brett and I left out of there feeling like we played in it.
Yeah. 5A, Beauregard, 10-1 at St. Paul's, 11-1. No LaDamian Webb?
I don't think so, and I don't know the extent of his injury. But what I've heard is he's out for the playoffs. But Beauregard was winning a lot of football games before LaDamian was there, and they'll continue winning them after he left. It's just upsetting for the rest of us here in the state of Alabama that may not be able to see him finish out his high school career. He's one of the best ones I've seen. And a tough loss against Greenville for him. They do avenge their loss in the regular season, but to lose him in that football game. But, hey, they come back last week. They move a linebacker who was a backup running back last year over to running back. He has over 100 yards rushing. They got athletes. They'll be fine.
At St. Paul's, though, that's going to be
tough place, and very few come out alive. It's like I said with UMS and McGill, go check out those facilities, my friend, and see if you can recruit to that. Tell me if little Andy got asked, if you're sitting down there in Mobile and little Andy got asking about the 6th or 7th grade, he's a great basketball player like his father was, and he gets asked to come over and why don't you take a look at these academics right here? What you think about what we're producing? Easy sell for some of these private schools here in this state. I'll just leave it at that.
Demopolis 10-2 at Viger 9-3. Demopolis, the one that took down Clay Central, right?
Yeah, and Demopolis, when they're on the up, they're way up. Milltown, athletes. And so that's a good football game because you know Viger's got them.
Etowah at Briarwood. Don't know, Briarwood's undefeated. I hadn't learned a lot about them.
Briarwood's looks like they've got a matchup with Winona again, potentially in the semifinals, which Winona defeated them last year. It was the lone loss for Briarwood in a close defensive football game. If you look at that and you look over at Winona that's at 10-1, kind of maybe that same matchup coming up in the semifinals there.
Yeah, St. Clair at Winona. Looks like Winona may be headed for a match there with Briarwood. 4A, quickly, Andalusia at Alabama Christian. Andalusia been number one.
And Andalusia's been really good for a few years. And some of these, and I can quickly go down both of these. UMS Wright, I think, to me, has got the toughest football game here in Class 4A because they got a Bibb County team that scored 40 on Tallahassee last week. Never saw that one coming. It's going to be a really good football game. When you look down into Class 3A, you got some of the mainstays that are there. Piedmont will be the one, along with Randolph County, that I would look to maybe have a chance. You've got a Fife set up here in Class 2A, and I don't really see anyone until Lynette takes on Fife that to me jumps out and says, yeah, I think you'll end up seeing Fife and Lynette playing for a state championship there. And hey, in our local region, most of us will be cheering for Wadley in Class 1A to hopefully get by Marengo. They won't have to see a Maplesville team until after that, and Maplesville at 11-0, they're the class of Class 1A.
At Sweetwater, that's a classic matchup.
Tough football game.
Up against the break here. Don't go anywhere. We'll come back and we'll close out the show. More to come right after this.
Why buy your next car from Lynch Nissan of Auburn?
If you're seeing the American cockroach, throw up the red flag. Ladybugs, throw up the red flag. Ants and swarming termites, throw up the red flag. And kudzu bugs, throw up the red flag. That's red flag pest control. So the caution is on. Call Red Flag Pest Control today.
I'm Scott Davis with Red Flag Pest Control, celebrating our 10th anniversary. Call me today, 256-825-0430.
When you're born, you're really young. You're like 0 years old. My grandma tells me to quit growing up so fast. But what can I do about it? My mom keeps throwing me birthday parties.
Russell Medical, comprehensive care in your corner of the world.
Show Enough Barbecue. Since 1990, we've been serving you the finest barbecue in Alexander City. Gerald believes in cooking fresh meat daily, and the secret to that is, I'm not going to tell you. Show Enough is just not about barbecue, but also known for fresh vegetables and homemade pies. That's where I come in. I'm Linda Sanford, better known as the Pie Lady. We also do catering. For more information, give us a call at 234-7675.
Walls Tire, just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280, is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. At Walls, you'll find a dedicated staff offering top quality service from routine maintenance to a full engine overhaul and everything in between. Brian Walls and the folks at Walls Tire are local folks that you know, and they provide the best service always at a fair price. Find out what the rest of the Lake Martin area already knows. Walls Tire is the Lake Martin area's complete automotive solution. Just a mile past the bridge on Highway 280.
Skag, the toughest name in lawnmowers. Unmatched quality and performance for over 3 decades. The clear choice, the best mower money can buy for work or at home. Top lawn care professionals and discerning homeowners know that Skag means productivity and reliability. Every Skag mower is proudly built right here in the USA. Don't settle for anything less than simply the best. Skag.
Satterfield Outdoor Living on Highway 280 in Alex City. This segment of Sportz Blitz is brought to you by Russell Do-It Center, offering a complete assortment of lumber, building materials, electrical, and plumbing supplies. Russell Do-It Center stores deliver first-class service, top-rate products, and competitive do-it-best pricing.
Final segment here on Sportz Blitz Live. I want to thank all of you for tuning in. If you can't put a good product out there this week, you need to quit doing sports radio, sports television.
I quit.
But Andy Graham has been on air more than his fair share today. So this is the last 5 to 7 minutes of your Tuesday. So I want to ask you a few questions.
Okay.
First off, let's stick with the Iron Bowl. Let's just break down how we see this thing playing out, and I want your opinion on this. If Auburn were to win, what things go their way in the football game Saturday, Andy?
Let's see. Well, I think got to have high production. Got to have a good high percentage in the red zone. Auburn has, struggled at times and had to kick a lot of field goals. That cannot be the case Saturday. I think Auburn, once they get there, and I think Auburn will be able to move the ball in between the 20s. I just think Alabama's, defense in the state that it's in right now will lend itself to Auburn being able to run the ball fairly effectively. They won't run up and down the field, but I think they can get to that close to that 200-yard mark, like you were talking about. So I think Kerryon Johnson and some creativity in the red zone. That seems to be one of the things that we've struggled with. But Auburn running the football and then throwing over the top, getting some big plays, plus 30-plus yards, 2 or 3 of those a game. And I think you do that, I think you take your chances. It's going to be close, but I feel like Auburn will be in a great position to win the game.
Let's flip it over to the other side. If you're an Alabama fan, what things need to go your way for Alabama to win this football game on Saturday?
I think you make Auburn one-dimensional. You create some turnovers. You let Jalen Hurts be who he is. If you try to use his escapability as your to your advantage. Alabama's is they're number one in the country for a reason. And you think about this, and I, going back and looking through it, in preparation for my column for tomorrow. This will be the 8th time Alabama has been ranked number 1 and number 2 in the last 10 years in this game. 8 out of 10 years, Auburn has had to face the number 1 and number 2 team in the country, the last game of the year. They are, a machine, and they know who they are, and they do it extremely well. So they just, I'm sure their game plan, they're just going to go out and be who they are. And, it's up to Auburn to stop it. It's up to Auburn to try to win the game because Alabama they're going to come in expecting to win. And I don't expect them to do anything different than they've done all year long.
Mississippi State game. What does it show to Auburn that makes Alabama susceptible to a loss on Saturday?
I think, soft in the middle. They look soft in the middle. That's what Auburn needs to expose, and that's what Auburn wants to try to do. All this run up the middle we've been doing all year long. It's been preparation for this. You turn Carry On loose, and you let him, you let him wear them down, and hopefully, Auburn's in a good position with a lead in the fourth quarter.
Well, we got about a minute left.
I think we got about 15 seconds.
Okay, we'll close it out, Andrew. Enjoyed it, though. Big Tuesday.
I very much enjoyed it. I always do. We want to thank all of you out there for joining us each and every Tuesday evening. Be sure to join us for the Auburn Blitz, weekdays from 12 to 1. We appreciate Ryan Fuller, the man behind the glass, doing our production. For Randy Lee, I'm Andy Graham. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. So long for now. We'll talk again soon.